Imagine a peaceful Mother's Day picnic in the quiet woods of Pennsylvania. A family, laughter in the air, children picking wildflowers. And then, a child vanishes without a trace. That's what happened on May 8, 1938, when 4-year-old Marjorie West went missing from a picnic in the Allegheny National Forest. It's been 85 years, and her disappearance remains one of America's oldest unsolved child abduction cases. The mystery of Marjorie West continues to haunt the small town of Bradford, Pennsylvania and beyond. What happened to her? Was she abducted, or did something else happen that day in the forest? Stay with me until the end as we explore this decades-old mystery, the chilling clues, the strange sightings, and the twisted theories that may hold the answer to what really happened to Marjorie West. May 8, 1938, Mother's Day. The West family began their day like many others in Bradford, Pennsylvania. Shirley West and his wife Cecilia took their 3 children, Dorothea, Alan, and Marjorie, to church. After the service, they packed a picnic and drove to a quiet spot in the Allegheny National Forest, about 13 miles from town. The forest is vast and remote, with winding roads and dense trees stretching for miles. It's beautiful but easy to lose your sense of direction if you aren't familiar with the area. The West family set up their picnic in a clearing, surrounded by towering trees and a quiet stream. At around 3 p.m., Marjorie and her older sister Dorothea decided to pick wildflowers for their mother. They wandered off into the forest hand in hand searching for violets. Dorothea returned first with her bouquet and gave the flowers to her mother, but when she turned back to find Marjorie, she was gone. No screams, no signs of struggle, just gone. The family quickly realized something was terribly wrong. They searched the area and called out her name, but there was no sign of Marjorie. Panicked, they drove 7 miles to the nearest phone to contact the police. But precious hours had already passed, and by the time help arrived, the search was already behind. The search for Marjorie West quickly became one of the largest manhunts of its time. More than 3,000 people joined the search, including local residents, police officers, and members of the Civilian Conservation Corps. Searchers scoured 35 square miles of dense forest, checking streams, caves, old mines, and abandoned wells. They stood in long lines, spaced 25 yards apart, moving slowly and methodically through the rugged terrain. But despite their efforts, no trace of Marjorie was found. Bloodhounds were brought in from New York. They picked up Marjorie's scent and followed it to a road near the picnic site. There, searchers found something haunting, a crushed bouquet of violets lying on the ground. These were the flowers Marjorie had picked for her mother. The trail went cold from there, but witnesses reported seeing a suspicious vehicle in the area. A Plymouth sedan, driven by an unidentified man, was seen speeding down the road around the time Marjorie disappeared. Could this man have taken Marjorie? As investigators searched for leads, strange reports began to surface. Later that night, 150 miles away in Thomas, West Virginia, a taxi driver claimed to have seen a little girl matching Marjorie's description, crying in the back seat of a dark green sedan. The man driving the car, who appeared to be in his 30s, told the driver that the girl was his daughter. He asked for directions to a motel but left after finding there were no vacancies. The man then stopped at a bar to ask about a liquor store before driving off into the night. A few days later, the taxi driver saw a picture of Marjorie in the newspaper and realized that was the girl in the car, but authorities were never able to confirm if it was really her. Over the years, theories about what happened to Marjorie have ranged from heartbreaking to bizarre. Some believe she was kidnapped by a family member and taken to Canada. Others point to the infamous Georgia Tann, a woman who ran the Tennessee Children's Home Society. Between 1932 and 1951, Tann abducted more than 1,200 children and sold them to wealthy families across the country. But one of the most intriguing theories comes from a professor who claimed to have found Marjorie in North Carolina. According to his research, a nurse from North Carolina told him that her father accidentally hit a little girl with his car near Bradford in 1938. Instead of taking her to the hospital, he took her home and raised her as his own. At first, the woman denied being Marjorie, but in a second meeting she revealed that her mother had told her the truth before she died. The professor believed he had found Marjorie West, but local authorities and the West family were skeptical. No formal investigation was ever launched. To this day, Marjorie West's disappearance remains unsolved. Her family never stopped searching for her. Marjorie's mother, Cecilia, was devastated and never recovered from the loss. On what would have been Marjorie's 5th birthday, she could barely speak. Her father, Shirley, spent days in the forest, refusing to leave as he continued to search for his daughter. 85 years later, the questions remain. What happened to Marjorie West? Did someone take her? Could she still be alive? Marjorie West would be 90 years old today. Her case remains one of America's oldest unsolved child abduction cases. The answers may be out there, hidden in stories untold, in memories forgotten, or in secrets kept for decades. What do you think happened to Marjorie West? Was it an abduction, an accident? Or did she live a secret life under a different name? Share your theories in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unsolved mysteries and true crime stories. Remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction, and some mysteries may never have an ending.